Still Dre Day, nigga. AK, nigga. Here we go!
The guy is drunk, but there he goes.
We're through the roof. We are high.
Word.
Mario.
Hi!
Here we go! It's me, Mario.
Word.
Hey, let me start introducing all the people in the Super Audio House. In the place to be. First up, in no particular order, just because he's behind me.
He's your friend, he's my friend, he's everybody's friend.
Dre all day.
He's your friend, he's my friend, he's everybody's friend.
Did you bring condoms?
He's your friend, he's my friend, he's everybody's friend.
Yo, this is Andrew 38.
He's your friend, he's my friend, he's everybody's friend.
What's up, it's Katja?
He's your friend, he's my friend, he's everybody's friend.
Hi, this is Sally.
He's your friend, he's my friend, he's everybody's friend.
It's Dr. Scumbag. Super Audio Show. Super Audio Show.
Here we go. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Here we go. Shneaky on the floor. You don't even wanna know what the show. Man, I don't do no low blows. I'm all about my kung fu shit. Let me come through with it. Yo, yeah, I like the freestyle. I got a wild style.
Welcome to the motherfucking show.
With my fucking fire ass flow, I'm spitting just like a dragon G. This ain't no Game of Thrones though. Mythology. Shneaky coming through trying to be the best that he can be.
Welcome to the motherfucking show.
What you know about the show? Super Audio Network. We down to go hard. Yeah.
Yes. I was gonna do the intro, but he took over freestyling, and I liked it. I'm not gonna tell a man to stop when he's dope at it. Welcome to the show.
Were you recording that? My bad.
No, that was recording. No, we're good. Everything's gravy. No, the Super Audio Show, anything goes.
Anything goes.
And everything shows. Shout outs to Andrew DeWitt Show. Anyways, this is Super Audio Network, Super Audio Show. Yeah, Dre Day all day. Yeah, Saturday. Yeah, okay, we're in the place to be. Yeah, and I got my dope ass guest, and you already heard his voice, and he's the dopest man to be, Shneaky. What's up, my man?
Hey, dog, I heard the beat, and it was going hard, and I was inspired. You were doing some vocal shit. I was like, fuck, I'm going to come in on that, you know?
Hey, man, I get it. I dig it. I liked it, and it's on. I like it.
You see that? You see how white people do?
Yeah, we get down. We get down, motherfucker. We get down. Welcome to the show, and you know how it goes, and this is how we be, and the place to be. And how's it going, Shneaky? You dressed up real nice, man. Yeah, I hate when people outdress me. No, actually, I do. I like it because it inspires me to, like, I know I look bummy, but I could look nice.
Honestly, dog, before I came over here, I was rocking like a tracksuit. You know, I had sweatpants on, t-shirt, pullover hoodie, but headed to Border X tonight, which we'll get into later for an investor party. And I'm an investor and I work there, so you know, I feel like gotta show up and like look fresh.
Yeah, represent.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to be the face of the company, you know. Like I want these fools when they see me, they see Border X, and so I want them to see me and be like, "Oh, this fool's on point," you know.
You gotta let them know who they're fucking with, man. You gotta let them know that they ain't fucking with some dude off the street.
I'm not a.
I might be a DJ with dreads, but yo, I know my shit.
I might have grown up in the hood, but that doesn't make me a hood dude. You know?
Yeah, you underestimated telling people you're from Bell because it's 2x2. But I mean, once they come to spot, they're like, "Oh shit, this fool's got it going on."
I mean, I went to SD and people knew I was from LA, and it was always like I'm from Huntington Park, Southeast LA, South Central, Compton. Like people who are not from here, they just associate it with like ghetto hood shit they hear in rap, shit they see. So it's like from day one. You know, people, I don't know if they were afraid or they were worried, you know, they didn't want to fuck with me because they're like, oh, like, this was from LA, like, sketchy, like, you know, he comes from the hood, like, you know, I don't know if he's
reliable,
you know, he's a gangster, like, you know, I had short hair back then, you know, it's different, so definitely come from this area, like, you know, you get a certain perception, but sometimes you guys gotta, like, show out.
Oh, they got flaws.
And let people know, like, yo, like, just because we're from these places and we might not have access to as much doesn't mean we don't know how to dress right, act right, you know, show up to an occasion and turn up, turn out, and let everybody know, dog, we're on the level, man.
I agree completely. And on top of that, yo, like for me, for example, I show up looking like this, and people are like, "This motherfucker doesn't know what the fuck he's doing." And then I start talking and stuff, and then people are like, "Oh shit, this was a fucking geek," and then they trip out and on dumb shit like that. But I agree completely that you should dress sharp, you should look good, and you should feel good. And we're gonna talk more about that later on. But what else is going on this weekend? What do you got?
All right.
Because it's just the start of the day for you.
It's true. It's Saturday.
Yeah.
Actually, I've been running around all day today. So I'm working with Border X now.
Yeah.
Our grand opening's next week.
Yeah.
So this week, and we had investor parties, private stuff, trying to like just get stuff tested out.
Yeah.
And actually, someone from the Bell management team is in town this weekend. So today we drove around. We hit other breweries. Like we were looking at vibes. We were looking at tastes. We were seeing like, what's going on in LA right now and what's the vibe that we're going to bring and how are we going to be different, how are we going to be better, and try to like capitalize on things that, you walk into a space and you judge it. You kind of see what you like, what you don't, and then when you actually have the opportunity to curate your own space, you try to like learn from those lessons and be like, well, I didn't like this at that spot, so we make sure we don't do that at our spot.
No, it's oh shit, my headphones went on a little bit. No, but it's good to take into consideration other places, but it's also to be like, yo, what would be the spot that I want to go to? Because you gotta be confident that what you like, other people might feel the same way too. Like. You take a chance, and I think those are the places that are the I don't want to say more awesomer because that's not a word, but they are.
Well, also because like LA's its own like unique beast, right?
Yeah.
It's like a capital of entertainment. A lot of people, a lot of different people, like diverse, different tastes, different. So at some point, those could be either weaknesses or strengths, like as a business, you come in and if you can capitalize on all that turbulent diversity, good. Or maybe like you don't break out, so trying to make sure we're on that, like breaking out, using like all the tools, all the little nuances to be like, this is who we are, and, try to deliver a great product essentially.
Well, my recommendation after going to like the nearby breweries in this area, like Downey and Bell Gardens and Southgate, whatever, is I recommend good food because a lot of this food they claim it's good and it's it's okay, it's good bar food, but it's not good food, and cheap drinks, cheap beer. I mean they're brewing it there, so it's usually pretty cheap and stuff, so it's easy to get by, and that usually makes it a success. I mean it's packed every time. It's packed every single goddamn time.
I mean, you can always guarantee good food, but you can't guarantee the price of the food, especially if you're bringing in pop-ups and stuff. And also with the beers, it's like, you want to have cheap drinks, but also it's like you said, they're brewing it there. There's a certain quality, like their man hours that they're actually making it themselves. They're not just getting it from a distributor. So it's like extra time, extra love. Like, you got to pay for that.
Yeah, but it's a fine line, bro.
No,
I'm telling you.
I 100% agree. It's definitely a fine line.
I let you know right now, the places that we go to the most are the places where we could get like cheap
specials.
Like not even special, like just cheap beer, like pitchers and shit.
Well, the cool thing about what we're doing at Border X is that this is like basically the only place you can get this beer. Yeah. So if you like it, this is where you're gonna come. Like we're the distributor, we're the connect, we're the spot. Like.
No, I agree completely. I agree, and that's what gets these other breweries. They all have their own specialty one, and then it's seasonal. And then if you hit one on the head, like I remember, I tried this apricot peach one time. I know everybody got it, but this one spot, we won't mention it because we're not going to discuss those other spots.
Right.
But they had it was pretty good, and I was like, damn, this is the jam, this is the jam. And I tried it somewhere else, and I realized, nah, it's not the jam. Matter of fact, you know what? I think that spot was in Downey. It wasn't even here. I mean, in Vegas, it wasn't even here. It was in Vegas. Yeah.
Well, I think also the difference is that like other spots have just a different plan. They'll like some breweries, you could get their beers at other places other than just their tasting room. You can go to other bars and get Angel City or get you know what I mean? But we're not gonna do that in Border X. Like we're gonna be the spot where you have to go to get that. Like
I'm excited.
It's just a different style.
All right. With that said, let's get into this next segment, which is Dre's Tech Update.
Okay, well, let's try.
Yo, man.
Take your place.
Still doing that shit, huh, Dre?
The level of stupidity is incredible.
Yo, Dre!
All I know is what's on the internet.
Check me out.
Roll the camera.
This is Mike, and I approve this message.
Oh, this is where I'm supposed to flow, but I forgot because I was trying to get this show back on the rails, and I don't. What the hell? Going off of the mail, but I will pass it over to Shneaky because he's a real MC.
They say I'm a real MC. Let me see. Let me drop a couple bars and then you can be in the mix with the real DJ. I try to make it crack. Everything I do is a everyday smack, smack, smack.
Yes. Thanks for helping me out right there.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. I'm a rapper.
Roll the camera.
Oh, check me out. All right, here we go. Here's the first thing. First one. I got to put these goddamn samples right next to each other so I don't forget. First up is, you watch Jesus and Mero?
What?
You watch Jesus and Mero?
No.
It's a show on, it used to be on, what is it called? Viceland.
I don't watch a lot of TV, dog. I'm
No?
sorry. Nah, yeah.
It used to be a podcast too, but now anyways, it's a current event show. They talk and they're very funny. They do all their own shit off the cuff and they're very hilarious. Everything they say is funny.
Like internet, Jon Stewart type shit, you know, like where they news but their own take on it, and it's like witty and shit, or
something like that. Yeah.
You're so offended. You're like, no, not that.
That's when it comes back. No. You're right. It's something like that. Like they take internet, whatever's going on.
Yeah.
Whether it be in
Current
the
events,
news,
pop culture.
yeah,
whatever,
exactly.
yeah.
And they make funny jokes about it, but they're fucking hilarious. They used to be on Twitter, and then they moved on to, well, they do have a podcast still called the Bodega Boys. Check them out. They're fucking hilarious. But they also moved on to MTV too, and then they were on Complex's channel, and then they moved on to Viceland, and now they're on Showtime once a week though. It sucks, Thursdays, and they just barely came back. There's a whole story behind them, but I won't get into it too much because, time is precious.
So why you bring them up right now, though?
Because I'm telling everybody else to check them out because their show was Thursday. It just passed. It was awesome. And if you go on YouTube or if you go on the internet and search them, you get the first episode for free. So I'm excited because I'm going to watch it later on right here. See, Showtime gave it away for free, the full episode series premiere.
Okay.
Check it out, man. But
how do you pronounce it? Desus and Mero?
Desus and Mero.
Desus and Mero.
Fucking hilarious, bro. They're fucking hilarious. I'm excited. I'm glad they're back, and it's awesome. Like I said, I'll talk more about them some other time, but check them out.
Is that your tech update?
It's something like that. Yeah. Next up is Samsung foldable phone. Is a Galaxy foldable phone. Have you heard about this?
No.
Yeah. It's Galaxy's new phone.
With the Galaxy Fold, you get
you're gonna be able to fold it up. You're going to be able to fold it out, and it's going to go from a 5-point screen like to a 7.1.
So, like, just for, because I'm not sure about these measurements, like, how big is this iPhone?
So, you got to picture your iPhone. What is that, the regular one?
This is the 6S.
But is it the XL or the big one or the little one? The regular one?
No.
So, for example, this is a regular one. So, this is what it looks like closed, and then it would open up to a 7-inch screen.
Oh, so it's like.
See?
The double of what the iPhone is.
Yeah. So this shit right here.
Okay, that's wild. Honestly, though, like the problem.
Look how big that shit is. Damn.
Where's the fold though? I want to see the fold. How does it look when it's closed?
So the fold has a hinge. There's like a hinge on the other side, but on this side,
that black part that's where the hinge is at.
No. Because that's the whole screen right there. See, and then boom.
That's ridiculous. Okay, the problem.
Guess how much this phone is though.
I don't know. 700.
Keep going.
1,000.
Keep going.
1,500.
Keep going.
2 Gs.
2 Gs.
Oh my! No.
1980 right there.
Okay, fool. It was on the screen and I didn't even know. That's horrible.
It's all right though. It's all right.
All right, but let me tell you something though. The reason why it doesn't matter is because they still have green bubbles.
What does that mean?
That means because when you text on an iPhone, you got blue bubble.
Yeah.
They got green bubble. So no one's gonna transfer it.
So it's funny you bring that up because speaking of tech update, Android now has iMessage. Yeah, you can iMessage on Android now.
All right, it's over. That's it. That's the only reason why people stayed. That's it. iPhones are done. As long as the
Yes.
messages are blue, then everything's cool.
You got iMessage on Android, and Android is releasing all their Google apps on iPhone. So you'll be able to get like Google Drive and all that stuff on iPhone.
That's ridiculous. That was the trade.
Well, no, it's like it's always been, but now they're working with each other. They decided to like figure this out. Just like Sony, just like
Honestly,
Microsoft is trying to work with Nintendo. Because did you hear about that?
No, but I just feel like iPhone has like Apple has like a lockdown on me,
They
Because
always
like
have, right?
my laptop, my phone, my watch, it's like all of it integrates so nicely. I could transfer shit. I could, I get calls from my phone on my laptop. Like it's just so connected, So like that has been the major reason why I haven't been able to leave. But if I could still have that through the messenger.
So that's always been Steve Jobs' way. And then when he left Apple and they opened up to other platforms like they did for temporary,
it was whack.
they went whack.
They
And
went
then when he
whack,
came back, he closed it down again with iMacs,
And it got
iPhones, and everything.
dope.
And it got dope again. So, but they're opening it up again because they're realizing like not only do you have to work with each other, they're working against other countries and their products.
Right. And also like open systems, they're just better for innovation,
Yeah.
because more people have more access to do more things, and you get more minds who maybe didn't have the technology or the resources to get onto that closed system, but
Yes.
they're able to like develop and make cool shit that then gets picked up and they get more flow, and then the app becomes better, and like it's just a whole
Yes.
different system. The open source is just overall in the long run, it like maybe not short term gain, but in the long run for humanity as a whole, open source is just better. People they could see what the fuck you're doing that's shady. They could fix bugs that people don't like. You could build
It's
your
funny you
own
bring that
shit.
up because there's a difference between open source and what was it? God damn it! This is what pot does to me. But there's a difference between open source where you're like giving it out for like free for people to use, and open source where they could do whatever they want, but they can't profit. And if they make any changes, they have to make them public to the world.
The commons.
Okay.
The difference in open source and
Okay.
collective commons or creative commons, something like that. The commons, you gotta like.
I'm brain farting, so yeah, I'm gonna take your word for it.
You know what? I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about, so Google it.
No, yeah, well, absolutely. We go. But let me show you this video real quick.
Alright,
but
go
it's
for it,
funny
bro.
that you mentioned that about open source because I just heard a podcast about that.
Was it Rogan with Bill Ottoman? Yeah, that's the one. That's the same one I'm
Okay.
referencing right now. So.
Okay.
So if my memory's a little bit better, I think it was Creative
But that Food for
Commons.
Minds, he was weird, right? That Food for Minds.
I signed up for Minds.
You signed it up?
Yeah,
Nah, at first.
I have
check it
I
out.
have a Minds.
See, that's what I wanted to show you.
Go
Like,
back over the folds.
yeah, where it folds.
See, but it's so bulky right there.
Yeah, we're bulky.
It's so bulky right there.
See the hinge? Look at that shit.
It's so bulky.
And then look. Boom.
Nah, and then you have a screen on the back still, so while it's open, you can still fuck up the back screen.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a lot.
People gonna love it, bro. I bet you.
Nah, man.
Bet you.
Nah, it's too different. It's too weird.
$2,000, bro.
Nah, phone. No one's down.
But at mine,
I'd
the
rather
dude,
buy an ethical phone.
the dude from Minds. Go moving on.
Next segment. Next segment.
The fold comes in both an LTE.
Shut the fuck up. The dude at the beginning of the podcast, I was gonna join Minds. By the end, I didn't want to anymore.
Honestly, he just got me because he said independent content creators are getting more love.
Yeah.
So
Well, they
to
get
me,
more.
I'm
They
like-
get more. They get money from people like interacting
Well,
with
that's what
them.
I'm saying. Like, I'm already investing so much of my time, my money. Like, I'm creating content constantly for YouTube, for Twitter. Like, and like some days I see fucking results, and other days I don't. Right. So like, if there's a platform out there that maybe that's a bet I'm willing to take. Like if I have to start like putting time into Minds and trying to build up my Minds, because it's gonna like translate into real money or opportunities or something. Like I'm so invested in all these other social media platforms, I might as well. Like I'm already doing it. Like I might as well just like throw it out there and see what cracks,
No, and I completely understand because I mentioned this to somebody else when I was talking to him about the same podcast. Is like there's a benefit between joining the platform at the ground up before everybody else does, because when you join, people get recommended for you because you're already there. So they're always like that. But once you join later, you don't get recommended because you know what I mean. So it's like you don't get recommended to everybody that's already on the platform. It takes a while for you to get back around. So that's why people. There's other reasons too, but that's one thing I was like, damn, right off the bat, that's genius. Because if I joined fine from the get go, when you join, you see, hey, this guy's right there. You're like, boom, immediately.
Like, here's the small pool of creators we have, and this
YouTube,
was part
man.
of it,
If I heard about YouTube, but I was like, I'm
what,
too busy
dog?
stealing video games off the internet.
I was like, I was super late to YouTube, dog. Like, cause people were trying to put me on YouTube game super like early.
I was doing
when a lot of
MySpace.
shit was, I was still on MySpace.
Yeah.
Like, even then, like, there wasn't a lot of good video cameras to record video. So like,
yeah.
you
Oh,
couldn't even
webcams suck.
You couldn't really get like that good content unless you invested into it. So
Yeah.
like, I have a lot of like shitty YouTube videos from the early days.
Yeah.
But it's like if I would have just kept going hard, you know.
Yeah.
Might have had something going.
Next story up is the HTC Vive Focus. I don't know if you heard of these virtual reality systems, but the new ones
VR,
coming out are not only the Go's, which are like these mobile versions of their the light versions of their systems. HTC's making a light version, and Oculus is making a light version, kind of like to compete with Samsung and Google's Daydream. But they also have these systems that are going to be like basic virtual systems. So like for example, the HTC Vive Focus is going to be a full virtual setup with cameras in the headset, motion sensors, game controllers, and games that it play just not at a high res or at a high, but you're going to be able to play the games with this system, and you're not going to have to be tied to a computer. It's all going to be compact, mobile, you know, which is dope.
Like a console.
Like a console,
like
yeah.
You can take the PS4 anywhere. You can take this shit anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what's dope about this system. It's like a middle between their light and their heavy shit, which is attached to a laptop.
A whole fucking like you need a whole room and shit.
So this is HTC's version. Oculus has their version. I think it's called the Quest. Yeah. So this HTC and both of them are gonna be coming out soon. I think they're gonna be about $350, but it's worth it.
I don't know, bro. I feel like VR is cool.
Yeah.
But I feel like AR is more now, you know?
It's funny you say that because I just read a story. I wasn't going to bring it up because I haven't read a complete story, but they're saying that Windows is abandoning their Windows mixed reality system, like their virtual systems they were creating and coming out with soon. They just abandoned it, and that's why all these other systems have gone on. See, I've noticed on the bargain websites, Windows mixed reality like Samsung and they're selling them off cheap now because
no
Windows.
Cares,
I mean, you can still use them right now for the software that's
out there. But they're not
there.
gonna be making new shit,
Exactly.
so it's gonna be outdated like the fucking 3DO or whatever. Like.
So everybody keeps agreeing that mixed reality or augmented reality is the future, but nobody really knows how it's gonna be implemented yet because the people who are doing it, even the Magic Leap people, have been promising shit for 10 years and haven't done it. Gave us any products.
Honestly, I feel like Pokemon Go is like the best fucking that was the best implementation of it where like okay, like you can overlay other information on top of like, you know.
Have you played the Harry Potter one or the Ghostbuster one?
No.
Yeah, there's a few other ones that have come out. There was even one before that I played that was Pokemon. The same company that made Pokemon one, they made the other one.
Yeah.
But
I just feel like that whole that idea of like the Google Glass, like being able to see data in real world, I feel like sci-fi shit, right? Like I feel like that's gonna be where it's gonna be at. It's gonna be a lot easier to do that before you can like get all the biological tricks to be in another world. I mean, they're both gonna happen eventually, but I feel like AR is more now.
Yeah,
like that's what's happening now. Like you could legit like overlay information on your real world and like have it be useful but I just don't know where the money's going towards, you know.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about, like the money.
I think what's going on, in my opinion. What the fuck do I know? Because I read magazines, and for a long time it was heavy on the AR, heavy on the AG. I mean, you know, augmented games, augmented reality. It was heavy on those,
right.
And then all of a sudden it diverted to AI. So my opinion is everybody's got their fucking busy with AI because it's like an arms race.
Right.
Moving on.
But imagine when your AI is doing your AR like simultaneously.
Yeah. It's crazy, dude.
Stupid.
It's crazy. No. Hey, so you've heard of these Nikes? They're commercially available self-lacing shoes. They're like meant to be like real, like really used out in the real world, like training and shit.
Self-lacing.
Self-lacing. They get
So,
tight on
like,
your foot.
You push something on your phone and
So-
it makes it tight or what?
These are Bluetooth connected to your phone, but they're also buttons on the side right here that also light up. But they're Bluetooth connected to your phone, and you can tighten or loosen them or set them with your phone and the lights to your phone, and it's pretty cool. But they're noticing that a lot of people are having problems with Android phones that they're not being able to use their.
That open source, dog, versus the close. So the iPhones are working great.
Well, the problem is this. Android had released an update while they were doing the app, and the update was so dramatic that some
The developers couldn't keep up with all the code changes.
well
and shit.
newer models got released with the update, but older ones didn't. So the shoes basically have to go in and get a firmware update so that they can work with the new Android operating system.
Dog, their shoes. Why do your shoes need firmware update? Like, no.
Exactly.
No.
That's my beef.
No, bro.
I hate these apps that you have to download for different shit and different things, and you have to go through their servers because once they shut them down, that's it. It's dead. You can't use them anymore.
It's like the new thing is like the Google Home, the Amazon Home,
Yeah.
the Alexa. Like, it's cool. Like, it's a cool thing.
We have our own right here.
I'm like, how long is that gonna last though before it's like you gotta get a new one or
All the time.
Yeah, right.
Every
Like,
year.
Yeah, so and they're not gonna send it to you. You gotta buy it, right?
Yeah.
So this one's gonna like eventually not work as good, and you're gonna
yeah.
have to buy the new one and like
Eventually.
all your lights that are tied into it and all the convenience that it brings to you.
It's
You're
gonna
gonna
be.
have to keep paying for it on a monthly subscription or a yearly subscription. Basically,
Yes.
it's like, dude,
You're
like,
right.
why? I have I have turntables. I can play vinyls. Like that's my like. I don't need to tell a robot to play music for me.
But it's
I
pretty
play
awesome when
music.
you walk in the house and you say, "Echo, turn on all my lights and TV," and it does all that shit.
Yeah, but it's better for your eyes to have to like train in the darkness and find fucking light switches and shit. You know, like
Nah.
that's how we evolved, bro.
Or you'd be like party mode and it turns on your fucking lights and turns on your stereo. You're like, shh. I mean, I feel like a pimp, bro. It's because I've always watched those comic books for like Richie Rich. You know what I mean?
Like,
I always wanted that room, bro.
Like, yo, computer,
Yeah.
make this shit crack.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
cracking.
yeah.
Nah,
Nah, but I know what you mean. No, you make a lot of sense, and you know what? As I get older, I start leaning more towards like, yo, I think I'm gonna get rid of this shit.
like,
Because it sucks having to keep up to date.
it's just like it's like anything analog or anything like. I work in music, right? Do production. Like I use a lot of programs and shit, and like every time, like I never update my shit. I wait till the last possible
Yeah.
moment because every time I update,
It breaks
like,
something.
my DJ shit's not working, or now like my cracked version of fucking Ableton doesn't work.
Yeah, yeah,
right? You know,
yeah.
like,
No, I
it's
get
like-
you completely.
It's like every time I fucking update, some shit goes wrong. So I just try to hold it off as long as possible. And like the less things that you're tied into, that's on that like continually updating basis, the better. You know, like
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Completely.
like my phone still has an aux. You know, I can still plug the aux to my phone. Like phones after this one, like you gotta have a dongle. Like can't just
what made me
take over the
made me
party,
mad was
though.
when I had my PSP and it was Joe and it was cracked, and then people would always update it and fuck it up, and then you couldn't play the shit no more because they updated it. Like, why didn't you listen to me when I told you not to update? Well, I wasn't paying attention.
Cancel. No.
Fucking dumbass.
Cancel.
Hey,
No. Always.
But real quick, before we go to our next segment, I want to tell you one more story. Because I'm going to be doing this next month because this was my Christmas present. Ooh, thank you, boo. Thank you, boo. So next month is the mushroom race.
Oh, that like live Mario Kart experience shit.
Mario Kart racing is going on, and it's going on live.
But can you shoot things?
I don't know, bro.
That's
I
the
don't
part.
know.
That's the only part I want to know.
But I want to get that.
Like that fool looks cool, but can he shoot things at other
But
drivers?
okay, this is the reason why I'm thinking yes, because he has balloons behind him. So why would you have balloons behind you if you can't shoot something at the balloons? You know.
But that's like the one thing you get attached to your car at the beginning. How are they gonna give you balloons every time you hit a box?
What do you mean?
Like, cause you know
No,
you have to hit the box to get the new weapons. Like,
Oh well, there's probably not gonna be. They're not probably not gonna give you different weapons. You might have, but I'm wondering when you're gonna shoot the balloons. Cause okay,
Are they just gonna go straight up when you let them go?
I've seen somebody else. I seen some other people do this, but like on a crazy Russian low level type of deal, and they were shooting bottle rockets at each other. Obviously, that's not what they're gonna have here at this professional race.
Right, of course.
But they were shooting. I thought that was funny as fuck because they had bottle rockets and they were shooting them at each other like boom, 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 boom. Sorry, you got to cut out already? Is that it?
No.
Okay.
I'm just wondering, like, if there's no weapons, I'm not down.
I don't know how they're gonna do it, but I'm excited. I love the idea. This originated in Japan, where they were like renting out gear. You could rent the costumes in the Mario Kart go-karts, and you would drive around the city.
But see, I feel like Japan probably did it right.
No, well, they were just driving around the city, just like renting them out. But Nintendo got mad, so
Nintendo's like, pay us.
Yeah, they hate when you use their fucking characters. Oh, they found out we were doing other characters. They're fucking pissed off. Fuck them though.
How'd that Pokemon thing work out then though? They paid those fools because that's Nintendo, right?
Yeah.
But Niantic's not Nintendo, right?
No. They licensed it to them. Yeah. That was a complete license. Because they even went on to do their own mobile games. Super Mario Run is another one, and they're doing other mobile games. I heard that they're gonna abandon their DS, like their mobile systems. They're gonna abandon it. They're gonna stick to the Switch and mobile games on the phone.
Well, yeah, because now like the Switch and the phone games, they talk to each other. So shit you do on the Switch, shit like gets loaded to your phone game. Shit.
You're exactly right, and
These
that's
trying
what
to
they're doing.
It by a Switch. I'm like, no, not gonna happen.
Me neither.
I'm I'm over buying. I can't.
I'm retro.
I'm just in a place right now where I don't have a lot of time.
I'm retro, bro. That's what I tell people.
I can't watch TV. I can't play video games. Like
I make a little bit of time, but
I can't.
I'm busy, but
I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say I never play video games.
Yeah.
Fucking my homie Face definitely knows. He got me playing Mortal Kombat and Tekken and all this shit again. I'm not gonna say I never play video games. I go to Bar 82, to play some games, but like
the homies just went to that recently.
I just can't I'm not gonna dedicate like time and resources to playing games.
Well, that's why I never would get into online games, because if I get into an online game, it's too much dedication. I don't have time for that. So I just play in the pastime.
Like I don't even watch Netflix series. Like it's too
but
much.
You can do that. You can do that in shitter.
Like Game of Thrones. Like I watched the
first
season
on
with
your
my
phone
mom.
on the
I watched it with my
shitter.
mom. The first season, it sounds super tight, looks super dope, but I just don't have time. I just can't with that.
All right, real quick before we go,
God,
you saw this?
No.
Here we go.
She's getting her ass tattooed?
Yeah, she's getting her ass tattooed.
What?
I'm gonna mute this one
Is
part.
she gonna take a shit?
No. But wait, watch what she said. Look what she says. You heard what she said?
No.
The N-word.
For real?
Yeah, she says fucking
nerd. It hurts. Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Fuck me first.
Wow. No. Sorry, sis. That's not the business. She got her asshole tattoo? Who does that? I mean, I got my hand tatted, so I can't really talk.
Fucking asshole! Hide your jacket. Ah, fuck wafers. Fuck.
You know what she just did right now? She farted in his face.
You're saying fuck me with that over getting an asshole tattoo.
He farted in her face. She farted in his face.
Why is she an asshole tattoo? Who gets their asshole tattooed? Who's gonna see your asshole tattoo? How are you gonna see your asshole tattoo? How are you gonna wipe your ass for the next 2 weeks?
Oh, fuck yeah.
How'd you come across
yeah,
it?
baby.
Oh my god.
Fuck yeah, baby.
No.
Oh, fuck yeah, baby.
So she liked it or she doesn't like it?
I don't know.
An asshole. I can say whatever I want. I'm getting my... Oh,
Get my asshole tattoo.
fuck yeah.
All right, moving on.
No, I mean, I have my back blasted, and there was definitely a time where a lot of that was going on. Is like there was some like self-hate and like definitely like some pain-loving shit happening with my back. So
Yeah.
I mean, at this point though, it's like, why are you gonna get your asshole tattooed? Like maybe
She
must have liked it. She must have liked it.
It's there's a lot to get into, and I just wanted to show that part to you because I thought
you're gonna scar my.
I had to show you real quick. I couldn't get into the whole video, but I wanted to show you that one part. All right,
I'm scarred.
let's watch this video real quick before we get back and talk Shneaky about business and everything. But tell me about this video we're about to watch.
All right, so basically, a
Hell
year
yeah.
ago, I released a new record. It was called Highways and Pastimes Part 2. This was the single. A little history behind the video. I actually shot it all in one day.
Oh, dope.
Over the course of like 3 or 4 hours with no planning. My homie from SD came, I was like, yo, I want to shoot a video. He's like, yo, I'm going to be in LA this weekend. I'm going to come through. He showed up. We smoked. We chatted it out. And then we just went and shot it. And basically, like, this masterpiece is all just like him editing the 2 or 3 locations we hit with like zero or no planning. All the people in the video didn't hit them up ahead of time. Like it was all just like by
natural.
chance. Yeah, like we show up to the park and it just so happened that like Destro and all the homies were just there, like
Chilling.
They're chilling anyway. So like, oh, you fools want to come on the video? Like, yeah, for sure. And then we were like on the street behind the school by my pad, and the fucking ice cream guy pulled up, and we just ran over like, yo, you want to just back up and be in the video? And he was like, yeah, for sure. So like, the fact that it came out as good as it did is like super a testament to just like my boy's skill, Iggy, shout out Iggy, and just like the universe, you know, everything being in place. So I'm really proud of it. It has like 500-600 views on YouTube and like 5,000 views on Facebook. So
okay,
like, it's probably like one of my best songs to date at this point. So yeah.
All right, we're gonna listen and watch Shneaky Get It Together featuring Anthony Martinez, and we're gonna get back and talk Shneaky for as long as we can. Peace.
Made bad decisions, put myself in situations. Been to the brink of self-annihilation. Crawl back on track, singing for the congregation. Of souls at my shows, witness to my salvation. Used to sell anything from meth to medication. Dropped out of school, trying to make it with my skill set. DJ, MC, and I had to get that pussy wet. Drop a couple CDs and DJ sets, trying to get my name up. Standard that my father said, let's not forget. That's what this all started with. Blessed with words, so I use my gift. Trying to get it together, finding a better way to live. Asking for forgiveness and learning how to forgive. Moving on in my day, not holding on to regrets. Live life in the moment, refusing to let it slip. Get yourself together, baby. The way you acting is crazy. Get yourself together, baby. The way you acting is crazy. Oh shit, I'm up grabbing at the fucking steering wheel. Windshield crack, airbags deployed, whack. How could this happen? I start to think back. Had a beer, a joint, a Zanny bar, oh that. Out in 30 minutes flat, snap back to the popo. Asking why I fell asleep. It's 4 a.m. and I gotta be up by 7. See, one of the many lies I've given to the CHP. No, I'm not smuggling weed of Vicodin, no extra cocaine. Done with the game, all about school and fame. Plant seeds of dissent up in your brain. Evoke the spirits, beg them to bring the rain. For the thirsty motherfucker like Shneaky the MC. Thirsting on the girls and making them wanna leave. Get it fucking together if you wanna succeed. You're the only one holding yourself back from your own dream. Get yourself together, baby. The way you acting is crazy. Get yourself together, baby. The way you acting is crazy. Get yourself together, baby. The way you acting is crazy. Get yourself together, baby. The way you acting is crazy. Get yourself together, baby. The way you acting is crazy. Get yourself together, baby. The way you acting is crazy. Get yourself together, baby. The way you acting is crazy. Get yourself together, baby. The way you acting is crazy. yourself together, baby. The way you acting is crazy. Get yourself together, baby. The way you acting is crazy.
Shout out Dre Day all day. Since it's $2, can I get a shout out for Super Audio Network too? Sure, shout out Super Audio Network. I don't know what that is. I have no idea.
Hey,
but there
Super
you go.
Audio Network, shout out.
Hey, thanks to the fucking B team for that shout out.
They don't know what you are though, or
nah, they just was like,
assholes.
Yeah, they don't know who I am for us. You never heard of the B team? They're like the backup team for the Kevin and Bean show on K-Rock.
Oh,
yeah.
And they gave you a shout out?
Yeah.
You just like submitted to
I
some,
sent them $2 in Venmo and they gave me a shout out.
I already know what that is.
That's all I need.
Assholes.
Is your mic talking?
Check.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey,
just get closer to it. My bad.
Damn, dude, that video did have all that fucking local dope spots, and then like I was telling you, that Yuri's Records is very special to me.
Yeah. And the reason I chose all those spots is because they're special to me too. Like that, the skate park is where like I used to do like summer school intermission type shit and like sell weed and like try to like fix my grades. And then like the Allen Theater and Yuri's and all that, like the barbershop, the social club where the homegirl Izzy works, used to be the Cafe Cashmere. And I basically grew up right there, like 14 to 17, playing shows right there. I used to like sell tickets, do promotion, work the line. So like a lot of like my early promoter, throwing shows, like all that event shit, and like a lot of it happened right there. That's kind of where like I got like. That's where I learned a lot from the.
You learned a lot. Business. No, that's dope. And I mean, I know you started out this game and making music, right? You were in the band, right?
Yeah. I used to play trumpet. Not well, but I played trumpet.
But what I was gonna say is from the get go, when I first met you, when you came to the Hot Box, I was like very hesitant of you because you were very like you had a lot going on, and you were very. You said you were doing a lot, and people always say that they're doing a lot, and I didn't believe you. Like, I thought it was all hype.
Yeah, we had this conversation last time. It was like, you don't like hype, You've heard a lot of people hype, and you've seen too many people say some shit and not do some shit.
So when I first met you, you saying all those things, I thought it was hype, so I underestimated you. I was like, this guy's, I mean, he seems cool, but I just don't believe him. But then after friending you and following you on Instagram and seeing all the things you're doing, I'm like, no, this guy knows what the fuck he's doing. He's doing it. He's playing. He's living up to the shit that he's doing.
I mean, I wouldn't say I know what I'm doing, but I'm definitely like trying to do something, and I'm putting all my energy into it, and I'm actually like making moves to make shit happen. Like I'm not saying I'm doing shit and I'm just chilling at home, fucking blazing it in my underwear, just like kicking, like
that's what most people want to do.
I know, and it's kind of like.
So what motivated you not to do that? Were you always just that guy?
Nah, definitely not, man. Honestly, it's just like I grew up with a family that gave me everything.
Yeah.
And so I have a lot of privileges, and I took a lot of things for granted, and I made a lot of like that's what that video is about. Get it together, because I made a lot of bad decisions in my early life because I didn't realize what I had, and like the opportunities that I was given, like compared to other people. Because when we don't have anything to compare to, you just assume that your life is the worst, and like everything's shitty for you, and you're growing up, you're like, oh, this is the worst, like my life is shit, like, and it's just like you grow up and you meet other people and you find out other people's stories, and you're like, whoa, like I actually had it really good, So it got to a point in my life where I realized how much amazing shit I had going for me, and I kind of had a fire lit in me because I felt like I couldn't let it down. Like I had an obligation because so many people did so many things, sacrifices for me to get to where I'm at, for the education, to have the things I have, my car, my DJ equipment, my knowledge, like all those things is like people investing in me.
Yeah.
And I felt like I can't just be a normal person and do 9 to 5. Like I have to make good on all that and give them a super return and like do some next level shit. Like do some amazing, impossible shit.
Exactly.
Help out underserved communities. Like use my voice, use my privilege, use my resources to put other people on. And that's kind of like what made me so busy, is because I felt like I
But by you saying all these things, you hear, right? You think what people might think is like, it's just bullshit and shit. It's like it's too much sometimes. It's like, but you're living it. You don't have a 9-to-5 job. You this is what you do. You entertain. You're an entertainer. You're a promoter. That's what you do, man. This is a real deal for you.
Honestly,
I love that.
Even for me, it's too much sometimes.
Yeah.
Like my own life is too much to take sometimes, and I feel like even people that are doing anywhere can relate with that, where like sometimes you feel like your own life is too much for you, like whatever it is, your bills or your parents depending on you or your own fucking sense of like having to do more. Everybody always feels like their life is too much. It's just like this is the life we're given, you know. This is the life I chose.
Yeah,
I could have done anything, you know. I used to work at university. I could have stayed in San Diego and just went through the fucking steps of never leaving that environment. You know, I could go work at McDonald's right now. I could go work at UPS. I could go work at FedEx. I could do anything and go make money and survive and pay my bills and live an ordinary life, you know? And it's just, I feel like I have an obligation to do more than that. And
extraordinary.
I have to raise up other people too, because a lot of people gave me shit. So now it's my turn to like give to other people and bring other people into the fold. And so that's why I do so much. I work so hard. I'm constantly moving, is because like I feel like a lot of people are not depending on me, but a lot of people are watching me, you know? A lot of people are looking up to me. And
and in some cases, like I was doubting you, bro.
Doubting me. Not only that, like I gave a lot of verbal promises to people. Like I told you, I'm gonna do X, Y, Z. I'm gonna come through with this. I'm gonna come through with that. Like that's my word, you know. I told you I'm gonna do it. I gotta come through, you know. So like a lot of people are expecting me to come through and make good on what I said. That like, yo, we're gonna make this money. We're gonna create these economies. We're gonna get artists paid. We're gonna find venues who support us. You know, we're going to be able to live off this art shit. Not just me paying my own bills and being able to support myself. But, like, I want everybody to be able to live this dream, you know? If you're an artist and you have a passion and you're working a 9-to-5 and it's, like, draining you of all your creativity and all your extra energy, like, I want to be able to empower you and say, hey, come to this event, do this thing, you'll get paid. I'm going to connect you with other people who are going to buy your work or get you more event. You know, like, and right now it's not all figured out, and I can't even say that with super confidence, but a lot of people I'm working with, they're taking that gamble on me, you know? Yeah. So I'm doing everything I can to, like, make do on my promise.
But so you're busy as a musician because you've done a lot of touring and done your bands. You're still doing stuff with your band and all that good stuff musically?
All right. The band, I don't work with them as much.
No.
Okay. They actually started making their own. They made their own record. They're playing their own shows. We still play together. Yeah. We still rock. But right now, I'm actually working with a hip hop crew called the Monster Mashup Clan with my boy Face and Barlos and Jelani. And we're actually like trying to do a big move in hip hop. We were doing the hip hop show at the Golden Road Brewery and like. We're trying to like.
I didn't know that.
No, yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no, I have a bunch of homies and we're like focusing on hip hop, but it's just like.
Because I know you're doing this stuff at the Red Room. But
yeah, so that's like a monthly hip hop event that I throw.
I didn't know about the other thing.
I don't always perform there. You know
what I mean? I know. Yeah. And but so it's a nice event. But we're gonna talk more about that. But so you start. Oh, my bad. So you were with the band and you're doing that, and then what made you want to move on and start promoting, start like handling like? This?
Well, what happened was like I went to school.
And doing your own rooms.
I went to school.
Yeah.
Basically, like, at the point, there was no money in music. People weren't buying records. It was hard to find shows for, like, a hip-hop band, alternative rock. Like we didn't really
it's a lot of people,
we
so
didn't
you
really
need a certain number.
You had to hit with the rock shows. You can't really go to, like, these hip-hop showcases where it's, like, 5-10 minutes or 2 songs. Like, how are you going to bring a 5-piece band out and be like, yo, we're going to do 10 minutes? It takes you 15 just to set up, you know? So it's like, so we had to like, we were like trying to forge our own path and it was difficult. And honestly, like I'll take some responsibility. I didn't have a good business model. I wasn't super on my game about all the ins and outs of the industry and like how to book and EPK. Even now, like copyright and ASCAP, like there's a lot of shit that I'm not super solid on, you know? So the music took a backseat. I went to school, and while I was over there, like my whole world became like bringing people together and networking and like just being able to connect with so many different people. And whoa.
That's cool.
I ran a couple boards. I got elected. Eventually, I got a job, and it was all in programming and throwing events. And like enough people told me like, "Hey, you're good at this. This is what you should do." And I kind of listened to them, But at some point, I was like, "Why am I gonna do it for you when I got a whole community of folks back in LA who need like this?" Everything I got, my experience, my intelligence, my resources. Like, why am I gonna do that here in San Diego when I can go back to LA? So I came back, started my company, started throwing shows.
But it's crowded over here.
That's why I told you, man. Like when I first started, it's crowded, but like I'm willing to do shit that other people won't.
Yes.
And I have the ability and the resources to go to lengths and push farther and put more of myself into my projects than anybody else can, And that's one thing that like you'll hear across the board from me is that I always deliver. I work hard. I work too hard. I do a lot. I'm always willing to like photography, video editing, promotion.
How do you keep people from taking advantage of you though?
Honestly, that's the hardest part, man. And sometimes I feel like I do get taken advantage of, and people say I'm too nice and I need to be like more strict and I need to be more about my money. But at the same time, it's like I love what I do, man. And like sometimes I'll hear about an opportunity or like we'll be working on a project and like the money's gonna come later, and I get so excited about just being a part of it and being able to put all the pieces together that like after it's all over, when the money doesn't always come out the way I thought, for me it was just dope to be able to do it, and that's kind of like where people take advantage of me, like because it's like I love what I do, man. Like I'm willing to like invest, but at the same time that's not always a downside. A lot of the things that I've been a part of and that I've invested my time in, and things that like where I didn't really get paid what I was deserved, or I ended up doing more work than I thought, like a lot of those opportunities is what I put in my portfolio when I show to other people who are trying to pay real money. Like I've applied for grants where like a lot of the shit that I did for free or cheap is all like, it's all on my resume for like, yo, this is the shit that I've done. And like now those fools are, like $27,000 grants, like real money to fucking teach like hip hop entrepreneurism to underserved communities. Like
from my point of view, the cool thing about, I understand completely about doing something just for the experience of it and being able to do it just to say, like just being able to do it. But the cool thing about not having to depend on that money because, this is your job, is you could walk away and just be like, fuck it. You never thought about that? Like when you just get fed up and you're just sick of it, you don't owe anybody anything. You can just walk away. Don't you ever feel like that you just drop everything and just walk away from something?
I don't, man. I don't, because I feel like kind of what we talked about before. Like I made too many promises,
Yeah.
Too many people are looking to me to show them the way, and like, and I don't want to sound like some big shot like savior or anything. It's just like I'm trying to figure this shit out,
Yeah.
And sometimes, I get fed up and I want to give up, and then I realize that I kind of put myself in a position where I can't. So it's that's kind of what it is. Like I've set up my life at this point where I backed myself into a corner where I can't give up. I don't have that option. Like this is the only thing I want to do. This is the only thing that I feel like I'm supposed to do. And at this point, like whatever it takes to make it happen, I'm going to make it happen, So when I come up against the wall and shit's not going the way I need it to, and like it's all crazy, I just remember like, yo, this is what I really want.
Now let me ask you this, and I want your honest opinion. If I told you, for me, I love doing this podcasting and I have this wonderful space, but I like doing it kind of the way I do it because I don't owe anybody anything, and I could walk away at any moment. But I hold a lot of people's, shows in my hands. So how does that make me a bad person? Honestly, that I think I could just walk away at any moment when I get fed up or tired.
I mean, I don't know if it makes you a bad person, but I almost feel like you have been fed up or tired a lot of times, and you still haven't walked away, probably for a lot of the same reasons that I'm telling you right now, because a lot of the people on your fucking network are your homies.
It's a great point.
You built up their whole shows for them. They didn't have shit. before, or maybe they did, and they came to you and they trusted you with their baby, and they're like, yo, this is my show, this is my concept, but like, I want you to produce it, I want you to help me make it, you know? And it's like, I feel like you could have stopped a lot of times when you moved into this space, right? This is a new space. You could have easily said like, yo, I'm moving to a new house, like, I got other shit on my mind, I can't do this podcast anymore. And there was like enough reasons to do it and enough things that weren't going right, but that's not what you did, man. Like,
you make great points, bro.
You even fucking changed the format, right? Yeah. And you fucking got rid of shows. You got new shows. Yep. You got everybody online because you said, you know what? Like, I am fed up, but I can't stop. We're going to change it. We're going to make it better. We're going to do it the right way.
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel the same way, dude. Like, yeah, if sometimes I feel like I don't want to fuck with people or I don't want to, like, work with, like, there's a lot of things that are not, like,
it's very honorable that you think that. I understand what you're saying completely about the other people, and I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm just saying the things that the ass would say, because I am an asshole. But I wanted to ask you one more last thing before we get out of here, because I know you're busy, super busy, man.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask you, moving on to the podcast. So we weren't able to work anything out. We weren't able to get the podcast on the network, and I'm very sad because I was excited to have not only you, but the awesome people you interview. So tell us about your podcast and what made you want to do one and go into it the way you did.
So honestly, like, probably like everybody fucking else these days that has a podcast, like, I want to do a podcast because I listen to Joe Rogan's podcast.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
that's who inspired me.
Yeah.
And Ari. Yeah.
And I used to do a podcast back in the day out of my studio. I only had like 3 episodes. It's hard, dude. It's hard work.
It's hard work.
Like, just the consistency of trying to get guests, and also like the guests that I was trying to get at that caliber, like what's the value for them? What are they getting out of it? Like, is it worth their time to come to the studio for an hour when they could be recording music, performing music, do whatever,
chilling?
Yeah, with their families.
They're busy.
Yeah,
they're busy.
Hanging out, whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah, I understand completely.
Tattooing, So I kind of stopped doing it. I still listen to podcasts, and then it just so happened that like the opportunity to do a podcast for free came along.
Okay.
And there was a studio, and there was a built-in audience, and it was kind of like super easy. I just had to go and be me and find the guests and make it happen. Yeah. Which is what I'm good at, right? Like, put the pieces together and make it happen.
Taking advantage of an opportunity.
Dude, that's what it was. And also, like, the thing about Joe Rogan is that, like, for me, like, a lot of the early days was just like him with his friends talking about shit they're doing, and it just so happens they're interesting. Yeah. It just so happens they're famous. Joe, I have a lot of interesting friends, like my network of people that I work with, like musicians, artists, politicians, fucking fitness gurus, like copy technicians. Everybody in my network are super interesting people, doing like tattoo artists, like travel the world, fucking, you know, like so many people. So I felt like, why can't we just get together and talk about the interesting shit we're doing? That's all these fools are doing. We might not be famous, but the shit we're doing is just as interesting. Yeah. So when I got the opportunity to do that, I made it happen. And then when the network started charging me, and I started freaking out about, yo, how am I gonna make this work? To me, it was like that same thing. Like, I had shows booked. I had a business model at that point that said my brand is going to be able to offer you everything from shows to interviews to exposure to content, video. So I made that promise already. And so I made it work. And honestly, like, every time I have to pay that bill, because I pay weekly to do that show. Yeah, shit. $65 a week is not cheap, dog.
Yeah, I know a lady who was paying $100 a week.
And every time I do it, I always have that same conversation. I'm like, is this worth it? Could I put this money somewhere else? Like, but at the end of the day, I just feel like what I'm trying to do and the vision and the thing I'm trying to build up, like, this is gonna be a necessary portion. Like, like we have a built-in audience in Dallas. The podcast goes live to 200 countries. We have 15,000 listeners weekly on all the different shows. There's a bunch of different shows that I could be guests on, that I could push my stuff on, that have their own audiences. So, like, it's an opportunity there. And I'll be completely honest, I haven't exactly learned how to capitalize on it. Okay. I'm not making money off of it. I'm still taking a loss off of it. Like, really? Yeah, I haven't exactly. It's not 100% hashed out. Okay. But it's something that I believe in. and it's something
I
that
thought you found some sponsors.
No, I do have sponsors, but like a lot of my sponsors, they help me out with cash, and a lot of them help me out in other ways. You know, it's like an exchange of services.
I see what you're saying.
You know, it's like,
yeah. Shout out to Yoli's Edibles and shout outs to Vita Greens.
You know how it is. They're not giving you money.
Yeah.
But they're giving you value.
No, they're giving us love.
Yeah.
That's all we need.
And like, you know, a couple of my sponsors, they pay out cash.
Sweet Life Extracts, they give us love.
Yeah. A couple of my sponsors, they pay out cash. A couple of my sponsors, they fucking make flyers for me. They give me edibles. They repost all my shit. You know, like there's just different levels to this shit. And like, I'm trying to build out a consistent package where everybody can operate. But at this point, like the show, being consistent with the show is the number one thing. And that's what Joe Rogan always says, right? It's the show. Like, if you're doing a good show and you're putting good people and you're doing good content, like the money and shit will come later. And that's kind of where my focus is. Like, yeah, maybe it's not making me cash. Maybe I'm losing
It's being
out.
consistent and having a good product, man.
And I have content, right?
Yeah.
I'm a rapper, but I haven't put out a new project or a new music video in a year.
Okay.
But yet I have fucking consistent posts that I can make of video content of people getting to know who I am, of me putting on other artists. You know, it's like it's alternative content that I get to generate. So that's kind of what I'm paying for. You know, I'm paying for the chance to be able to put my homies on and produce a product that I could put out.
And you know what, bro? For me, it's always about this. Is like, well, if this brings me joy and I'm having a good time and I'm gonna be able to look back and it's well worth it, bro. It's well worth it. I mean, that money could be going towards a lot of things that make you, you know, you spend that money at the bar or at the restaurant, whatever you want, but you're doing it to do this fun thing, you know?
Buy weed, put gas, whatever the fuck, yeah.
And for me, when I did my show, as I always, from the get-go, I always wanted to make it fun for the people who are doing it and for the people watching, hopefully.
Right.
And my shit's always evolving because, you know, I understand, you know, shit could change and shit could get better or shit could get worse and whatever the fuck. But I think what you're doing is real interesting and real dope, and I love it, man.
Honestly, though, I just feel like, and again, not to be conceited, but like ever since fucking high school, I just always felt like I was living a really interesting life, you know? Like I was in a band, and we would play these huge-ass shows, and I'd be out like drinking and smoking and rocking shows, and then I'd go back to school, and I'd be like, oh, what'd you do this weekend? Oh, I chilled at home, you know, kicked it with my dog, watched cartoons. What'd you do? Played in front of a couple hundred people, smoked a joint, you know, killed a couple 40s, like hooked up with this, you know, it was just like, so to me, it's like, there's everyday people that are doing super interesting shit.
Yeah.
And in the world we live in of like, like social media, podcasting, like internet, like there's an audience for that. Like people who live their fucking everyday life, they want to hear about people just like them doing crazy shit because maybe it's going to inspire them to do some crazy shit, you know, like, and like we're doing cool shit, like, and like I work with talented people, like a lot of people in my circle, like I trip out sometimes, like the people that I know and the things they're doing, the people they work with, like it almost feels like we're living in a simulation, like we're already in that VR shit, you know, like this is my life just turning out so tight sometimes, and it's like. And
you have a good group of different groups of people on your show, man. It's dope. Like I like that. You have like business people, you have musicians, you have friends. It's awesome, dude.
And
sometimes it's by yourself.
It's indicative of like all the things I'm doing, you know. Those are all the the moves I'm making. Those are the people I come across, and sometimes I meet someone and I'm like, yo, I want to get to know you better. Like, come on the pod. Like, let me ask you fucking random. Like, let's dive in, dude. Sometimes I have guests on who I've known for years.
Yeah.
And I find out shit that I didn't even know about them because it's like in that setting. Where you're really trying to like dig deep and get to know them. You find out, like I had my homie Dwayne, and I didn't know he wrote for Nickelodeon, and he used to like be in TV. Like he's done all this shit, and I just kind of know this small piece.
Yeah.
Where he's doing like commercials and fucking like comedy, acting, you know, like improv. And it turns out he has his whole career in like animation and writing and it's like, fuck, I didn't even know. Like I have known you for fucking 10 years and I didn't even know all the shit you've done, you know. And sometimes like I meet people brand new, right? Like I bet if you were to come on the show and I was to be asking you questions, I'd probably learn how long have I known you, and I don't really know shit about you, right? I'd probably learn way more shit about how you look at the world and like your ideas on politics and like
let me tell you,
life experiences.
Let me tell you, I'm always an asshole. That never changes. But what the difference is normally I would get more in depth and more detail about all the stuff that we talked about, and we go in more detail. But I know we're stretched for time. But yeah, when we're talking about interviews, like you ask me questions and stuff, yeah, I'm gonna bring up stuff that I normally wouldn't bring up because it's either bragging or it wasn't necessary to bring up. Like I'm not gonna bring up random shit just for no reason and stuff.
Like name dropping and shit, yeah.
Or even like doing stuff that stuff happens and you don't want to bring it up till it's necessary.
Yeah, you live a crazy life. Like a lot of shit. Like everybody does. Everybody does. Like
yeah.
And that's kind of like the whole point of the podcast is that like. There's people out there that are doing crazy dope shit and they're just like you. And if you wanted to start doing crazy dope shit, you could. You just gotta start making like crazy dope decisions, like.
And another thing that what sucks is because we went over a lot of things that we've already talked offline about, but I wanted people online to know about the stuff that we talked about.
Right.
So I didn't really get to get any more new detail, but I appreciate. We're gonna have a part 2 to this when we have more time to chill and get more into it. But where can people get a hold of you, Shneaky?
I have a website, www.shneaky.net. That's SHNEAKY. I'm on Instagram at official Shneaky or Shneaky Ent. And if you're too lazy to do all that, you could just straight up Google Shneaky, SHNEAKY, and you could find me. Like all the top links are basically me and my movement. So yeah, if you want to get connected, if you're an artist and you want to rock shows and you want to like sell your art or perform, if you're a venue and you need someone to bring entertainment, if you're looking for a DJ, if you want to record, I got all kinds of resources. I'm connected to all kinds of people. Like my motto is basically DJ, MC, anything you need. So like either I'm rapping, I'm rocking on the turntables.
I'll make you some tacos.
Or yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Hey, whatever you need. I won't make you tacos. I'll find you a taco vendor and I'll bring them and they'll pop up and make you tacos. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it goes. You need videos, you need shows, you need recording, whatever you need, just hit me up. If I don't have it, I'll find you the person who has it, connect you to anything you need. So that's what I'm all about, connecting people, bringing people together, trying to put people on, and just trying to create like a sustainable economy where artists and creatives can really live off this shit, because people are making money. Like there's money out there. The venues are making money off bars and off door sales. YouTube and Spotify and iTunes, these fools are all making money off streams and sales. Like the money's there, dude. And so I just want artists and creatives and people to know that they're valued, their work is legit, and I'll do everything I can to make sure you get paid, you get seen, and like you can try to live off this shit, because that's the dream. I want everybody to be able to live off this shit. Like I have a tight life and everybody always gives me props, and I have it because a lot of people back me and I have a lot of like support and I have a lot of privilege that other people don't have. But at some point my whole mission is to try to put everybody on the way that I am so that they can live this life that I live, because it's a tight experience, and I want everybody to be able to experience that themselves.
Hey, and also Shneaky and I and Walter are working on this comedy show coming to you guys in May. We're going to move it from April to May, I think, but we'll get more details later.
For the hardcore comedy fans only, though.
Yeah,
none of y'all fake-ass fools that like don't laugh at shit in real life.
We'll drop more details later. I won't even tell you what kind of show it's going to be, but you catch us here at www.superaudionetwork.com, where you catch us live only on here live. You can also buy our gear. We got new Super Audio Sisters t-shirts that just came out.
So with those hats, though, you got those hats too?
We got the hats on decky, and
hats.
Beanies coming soon. And yeah, we got sweaters and all that stuff. And Packing Ganja show sweaters coming soon. And you get all that good stuff. You can catch us. We're doing big things. We got Social Primates, brand new show that started the premiere last week, and they're going to be doing it every other week. And we got some new people to the group, and we're doing big things. All right, man, well, let's get the fuck out of here, Shneaky. I know you're busy, and I got to eat some food.
And I didn't tell people, though, you can catch my show every Monday night from 8 to 9 on the after party. It's a live stream, and then I put it on the podcast app. It's called Recognition and Respect. So if you type in Recognition and Respect or R&R, it should come up. Shneaky. I'm on Stitcher, iTunes Podcast, SoundCloud, and YouTube. So if you're interested, follow the movement, tap in. If you want to be a sponsor, if you want to be a guest, just reach out and we'll work something out because I'm just trying to put everybody on, yo.
Hell yeah.
And thank you for putting me on, man.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
I appreciate you, dog. I know this shit wasn't cheap. I know it's like many years of work and a lot of fucking stress. And so, like, I appreciate it deeply, man. I know what it takes. I know what it takes, so I appreciate it, dog.
Hey, man, we're doing it. We're all doing it. Same way we like to end every show is...
Still waiting on that heifer, Julio. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.